Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Buffalo Brotherhood. I'm Ryan. This is Fishing Planet, and we're just happy Saturday to y'all. We're just doing a little, bobber fishing, hanging out. I was debating about making me some breakfast, but I didn't want to record and make breakfast at the same time. Actually, I didn't want to record and eat breakfast at the same time. Correct that. I couldn't actually do the first two. But I thought, let's mix it up. It's our last day here in Colorado. We've got less than 10 pounds to go. Let's just do a little fishing. About 6 pounds to go. I've caught a few little fish, not too much. Caught a golden trout this way. I caught a rainbow trout this way. I caught a black crappie. I think that's it. Oh, I did get a personal record on a golden shiner, whatever they are. But of course, it's not actually helping our overall goal of gaining experience because we're getting docked here using our lucky St. Patty's Day pole. But I don't know. I just kind of felt like mixing it up a little bit, to be honest. Thought we'd see what's biting, See what's the Biden, And I wanted to talk for a minute. I don't really know what I want to talk about, but I know I want to talk. After that coffee commercial break. Commercials. There you go. That's a good segue right there. I can't get over how kids don't really watch. We have ads on YouTube, but it's like 5 seconds. 5 seconds, 15 seconds, or whatever, and you typically just use that moment to rest your eyes. Oh, there's another golden shiner. Did I say chub before? That's a different fish, but that's not bad. We'll keep it. Get her to experience. I used to record Mystery Science Theater back in the day. I think it was Mystery Science Theater Hour, they'd call it, or something like that, because they would break an episode up into hour segments to put on the air. But that was the only time I could fast forward through commercials. But my wife and I were talking about commercial jingles that she remembers this Dentine one that was. We looked it up on YouTube. It was old. It was old. I would keep reminding my wife that she's not that much older than I am. She's letting the age of her parents hold her back, I think. But that's funny. I don't really remember too many jingles myself personally. The cereal ones. I mean, cereal always had sort of cartoonish kitty commercials. G.I. Joe always had really cool commercials in the morning. They weren't jingles. The More You Know, I guess, was a jingle that they would do at the end of a... Or they didn't do that. They would do Knowing Is Half the Battle. What is going on? Let's try again. Come on. There it is. I knew it was getting bobbled with there. I just didn't know where it was coming from. Black crappie. That hurts my heart. See, it's only 5 experience. I really do need to come up with another rig that's not going to hurt my XP this way. I should be able to. When you start the game with this stuff. This is where that bundle would come in real handy because you'd have more rod slots. you could take with you to the lake. Speaking of the lake, I think I'm going camping this week. Not this weekend. We're gonna let this go. But this week, think about taking the kids up for a couple days, maybe just one night, a couple of days. By then, at this point, Zoe still can't go swimming, but she can at least get in the water. She just can't put her head under just yet. And I don't know. I think it'd be fun. Got hung up on that rock there, flipped it right out. There we go. A full-size rainbow trout. Normally worth 80 to 100 experience is worth 20. We are at the end of the red dots, though. That helps. What's that put us at? 18 pounds, 18 and a half pounds. The plan here is to end, as soon as we get a full thing, we're going to see how much we made on the whole entire trip. I don't remember how much. I never remember how much we spend. Now, I did have to buy one extra license, which was an extra $900, but scheduling wise, I just couldn't get it all done in a day. But we did get it done in 2, so that's not bad. At least I didn't think it was bad. I opened this show talking about breakfast. I don't know. Breakfast is one of those things that, like, every minute you delay doing it, to me it sounds less and less good. My favorite time to eat breakfast is when there's still sleep in your eye. The problem is with that is, as an adult, unless you got somebody else making it for you, how are you supposed to do that, Like talking about camping, like camping breakfasts are the best. You wake up from the tent, you crawl out. Oh, I love these fish. This is a beautiful looking fish. You crawl out of your tent or you stumble out of your camper and you kick the coals enough to get some heat going in the campfire because it's early and it's cold, sort of that chilly early cold. Sort of look around trying to figure out where you left your shoes that night. Make a pot of coffee, whether through hot water and instant coffee, or if you're lucky enough to have a coffee maker. That fish just did a ramp. That fish just ramped off that rock. Nice. You're like the Tony Hawk of all fish. Yeah, we'll keep you, Tony. We'll keep you, Tony Hawk. One or two more people start to wake up, then you start talking about what you're going to fix. You check the cooler. There's a 6-piece of sausage and a carton of eggs. No bacon, though. Ate that the day before. Bacon always goes first. So, did you make a sausage omelet? No cheese. Did you make a sausage omelet with no cheese? Ah, but there's bread. Make a sausage and egg toasted sandwich. That's pretty good. Rustle up all the ingredients. About then you're starting your second cup of coffee. The last guy's waking up from the campfire. He didn't have to help make breakfast. You make him do dishes. Oh, man. That's a good breakfast right there. Before the sun heats up and melts you to death, and before the bugs show up and eat you to death. Wander up to the shower house, use the restroom, clean up for the day. Get on your bike and take off. That's what it would have been when I was a kid. I didn't miss it, right? During my wanderings and musings, did I miss the bite? I don't think so. Okay, fish is gone. Okay. Let's try over here. Oh, daddy. Oh, son. Black crappie. Half pound black crappie. Got less than 2 pounds to go here. I'm not sure when the prime time for fishing is. Could have already be out of it, to be honest. I'm not sure. Oh, there's my favorite. Happens once a video at least. Oh, ripped it right out of the water. Sorry, bluegill. Sorry, buddy. I was zoning off a little bit there, but didn't lose him. That's the important part. Almost used all of our grasshoppers, though. That's good. Some of our inventory space back. It's almost July. They've lasted us. Speaking of almost July, you know, this whole thing started, and I haven't talked about this in a while, though I used to talk about it all the time. This whole thing started with the New Year's resolution that I would make one YouTube video a day and put it on my channel. Put it on the Buffalo Brotherhood's channel, I guess I should say. Put it on our channel. Put it on the Lodge's channel. And just to see what would come of it. And I'm pretty excited because we are almost to July, and I've not missed a day. I had 2 weeks worth of vacation we had to pre-record for, and that was big. There was a couple of times where some misplanning and organization early where almost ended the run, and I'd have to run in and record something at like 9 o'clock at night and get it posted. No, I don't think I ever had to record something. I had to get something posted, like I had, just didn't get it published on the right day or whatever. There was a day that I accidentally put like 3 videos out on one day and then didn't have anything scheduled for the next few days, so I had to do that. We've had a couple different update videos for Fishing Planet. I mean, but for the most part, I mean, ever since the New Year's resolution started, we've hit it every day, and we've almost hit month 7, which means we were on the downhill slide, which is pretty cool to me. I know that most of you probably aren't that interested in that part of it, but we gained, more than 50 subs since that started. I think when all that started, when we was just putting the podcast on here, we had like less than 30 subs, or right about 30, 31, 32, something like that. And of course, like, one of those was my mom, so she doesn't really count. I'm joking. I mean, those people were here for the podcast. They weren't here for the video game stuff. Since then, though, some of those have left, which is fine. I totally understand. You don't want your feed cluttered up with stuff you're not interested in. By all means, find something you're passionate about. Find something you want to watch. find something that's entertaining for you at the time and subscribe to it. But some of those people have left, and that was kind of shocking when that happened, because we went from that our first original 50 dropped back down to 30 again, lost like 20 people, which you would think on a big channel they lose 20, 25, 200, 250, something like that a day probably. But for us, it was immediately impactful. But then we've had some guys come along and get involved in the community and leave comments, and for those guys I'm thankful for, because it's nice to not talk into a vacuum, not to talk into a void. And then in addition to that, we're getting really close to 100 subs. I'd love to make that one more push to get to 100 subs. Just because, I don't know, it's a milestone, I guess. It's something to put your head on. You probably don't think about it again until you get 1,000 subs or 500 subs or something. But it's nice to be rewarded for consistency, and that was something we always talked about when we did the podcast. Was we always wanted to make great shows, but we also wanted to make sure that we always got one show out a week, because that was part of our deal with the consumer. And I mean, we're not selling anything, we're not making any money off of this. So it's not like consumer in that sense, but just, the people that are involved. Oh, there it is. The people that are involved, people that are enjoying the show or enjoying the product, or I call it lodge members, That's such a beautiful fish. I want to catch one of those in real life. But oh, the long reel back. Rebait. Let's try it again. Rebait. Rebait. So, never really thought of as subscribers or listeners making the podcast time is I always thought of them as lodge members, but I mean, they're consumers. They're consuming the product that we're putting out, even if they're not paying for it, which is what's awesome about YouTube. You're not paying for it. Like, I pay for YouTube Red just because it's a platform that I feel like I should support. But I feel like consistency is a big part of that. And that was why when we did the podcast, we always want to make sure we did one show a week. We'd record 2 shows often, and then broke them up so they'd come out once a week. Oh, bluegill, that's all it was? Keep. And that takes us over 22. I probably should have released that guy, I'll be honest. I wasn't doing the math. But that's it. So let's take off here. We can't really do anything else. Let's leave. Yes, let's leave. We're gonna get our results for today, which was less than 500 experience, but $1,500. And then when we get the total breakdown of the whole trip, oh wow, lots to fix. Lots to fix. So we made $4.5 grand. Got a total of 2,100 experience. That's pretty good. You see, like that looks tasty. Extra 1,000, extra 1,100 experience. That's like another whole day to our trip. That's more than a day to our trip. Both channels, but that's let's see, 46. Let's see what it would cost to go. What did we go? 3 days. So we pretty much broke even. That's not terrible. I mean, I'll take breaking even. Can we make a float rig? that... Can we make a float rig that is not going to kill us on experience? This is what? What is this? Was that the value cast? Does that have a spot for a bobber? What's it called? Jig winner. I think that's the bait caster, right? My phone's blowing up, but that's okay. Ultra spinning line. 2 pieces, 10 guides. Doesn't say. Looking. I don't know how you know. Like 11 foot. That's definitely a float rig, right? Yep. It's got a thing there. So does this have a thing? No. Does this have a thing? No. Shop. I don't want rods. I want reels. No, I want rods. That's right. Match rods? No. I could, but those are expensive. Look at that. I'm not using our money for that. I'm gonna think seriously about whether or not we're gonna do that package deal. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, and then we'll go from there. But for the most part, I just can't. I can't see myself doing that. No. Let's try this one. There we go. Oh, backpack is full. Put that back. Let's grab that again. Go back to the backpack. Put that back over. Boom. Cut. And we'll just throw that on. There we go. A little bit of something. I think at that, we're going to leave it at that there, though. Make sure you hit that like button if you like the video. Hit that subscribe button if you want to become a member of that lodge that I was talking about. And we'll go from there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Come back next week. We figure out what we're going to do. And we'll see you then. Bye-bye.